Today we're going to be comparing the damage difference between the Ophistia weapon as well as the Atlas EX weapon. But first of all, we got to fix up some augments on our Atlas EX because we've got Might 1 and Precision 1 kind of useless stats. So we're going to be fixing that, and then we're going to beat up Rock Bear in order to see our damage differences between the two weapons. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as we're getting so close to that magical 20,000, which is my goal by the end of the year. So please subscribe, that would really help out. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, the first step is we're going to come to Monica or Dudu, depending on who you like, and then we're going to go to Affix Augment right here. We're going to find our Atlas value up, pop that in as our base weapon, and we're going to pop in a Raven weapon and a Ray weapon, both at 6 sockets, so that we can rip off their abilities. Say confirm, and right here are all the abilities that we can rip off. So we're going to do S1, S2, S3, S4. We will not be taking Prolonged Blade, mainly because I prefer to have Life Steal. It's just a quality of life thing for myself personally, but take whatever S ability fits your playstyle the best. Then we're going to take Spirit 6 because again, this is just a quality of life thing that I personally like. And then we'll take Astral Soul, of course. Alright, so everything's 100%, and these are the 6 abilities that we're going to be taking on our weapon. Then start Affix Augment, everything's 100%, so we don't need to put anything, and say yes. And boom, everything's success. Alright, so now we can see our Atlas EX weapon. The stats over here are very mediocre, but that's mainly because, you know, we've got freaking 4 S abilities. And then on the other hand, we have my Ophistia weapon, which has 2 S abilities, mainly because I don't have an S1 ability to put on it, but it's got slightly better stats, you can see right here. Alright, so if we were to compare the two, the main difference between the two is if I switch over to the Atlas EX, you'll see that I gain 38 more melee power, I lose 4 PP, and I lose all of these defenses. However, the dex that I gain as well as all of these defenses is because of a set bonus. I have the Off's legs, so it pairs well with the Ophistia weapon, so that's a set bonus. So all of these stats over here, normal people will not have these stats over here. So now that's done, let's head over to Rock Bear. So to get to Rock Bear, we go to Practice Quest, and at the very bottom there is the Damage Calculation Practice. We're going to do this. Now there's a couple things I want to get out of the way first. This is not an end-all be-all super scientific-y stuff because I'm bad at mathematics. So what I'm simply going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the 20-second Rock Bear on stationary mode, do that 5 times and get the average from that. And then I'll redo it with the Atlas EX weapon and I'll do the same thing, and then that way we get a proper comparison, okay? If you only care about the results, skip to this timestamp. You're welcome. But other than that, everything should be pretty straightforward. So we're going to eat the jerky. So we're going to start the test with the Ophistia weapon first and then move to the Atlas EX. So here are my stats for my Ophistia weapon. I have not taken the drink, which is why my melee power is a little bit on the lower side, only 3.6k. And then as for my buffs, we can check over here on character information. You can see here that I've only got the regular tri-boost stuff and I've got jerky. Those are the only buffs that I have active right now. So the combo I'm going to be using in order to be as fair as possible is I'm going to be doing Cherry Blossom twice plus an auto attack. So it's going to look like this. That's it. I'm just going to be looping that over and over and over again, mainly because that way I can stay consistent throughout the entire 20 seconds without losing PP, without messing up my combos, so forth and so on. And I'm going to be doing this 5 times to get an average DPS on the Ophistia weapon first, then I'll do it 5 times on the Atlas EX, and then get the average number for that. Alright, so here we go. Here's the first one. So you can see here that is 1.9 mil, and the reason why I do it 5 times is because of human error. As you guys may notice, I messed up several times actually. So we're gonna start doing our next test right here. This is the second attempt. Okay, so that's our second attempt. And don't worry, with post editing or the power of editing, I'll probably put like all the numbers on the left side. Okay, so I believe we're on our 4th one now or something. And then we've got 1 more to do. Alright, so this one is 1951058. Okay, So we've got our number over here. Let me just write that down on a notepad so that I don't forget. So the total damage I did with the Ophistia weapon was 9,906,656 damage. So we got to divide that by 5 because we want to take the average. And the average damage that I dealt was 1,981,331.2 damage. And this was with the Ophistia weapon. Alright, so we're going to redo the same test, but on the Atlas EX. Do keep in mind, again, human error, alright? I know I missed a lot of those cherry blossoms, so it's definitely not an end-all be-all, so do take this with a grain of salt, because, you know, it's testing, right? So now we're going to jump in with our Atlas EX weapon. So again, same thing. These are my stats with the Atlas EX weapon. You'll notice that my dex is lower by 50 because I don't have the set bonus. My defense is also all lower by 100. And however, my attack is a little bit higher. I believe it's higher by 38. Yeah, higher by 38. But I do have 4 less PP. All right. So that's it, and let me show you the buffs again, just for clarification. You can see here that nothing has changed. I still only have jerky and no extra buffs, no drink buff at all. Let's begin the testing for our Atlas weapon. Let's just make sure, yep, Atlas EX is equipped, and begin. So the first time is 2021785. And that was with a lot of mess ups. Alright, let's try this again. First of all, the issue that I've realized with the Atlas EX is my PP regeneration is a little bit slow. So I have to wait for it to regen before I can start the next one because I want to be as consistent as possible. So there we go, it's full. Now we can begin again. Alright, so the total damage we dealt with the Atlas EX is 10,114,109. And after dividing that by 5, the average damage we got was 2,022,821.8. So that is the average DPS we got from the Atlas EX. And let's see the difference between the Atlas EX and the Ophistia. Alright, so I'll take the average Atlas EX DPS minus the average damage of the Ophistia weapon, and I get a damage difference of 41,490.6 damage. Alright, so now I know a lot of you guys are like, wow, that damage difference isn't that big at all. And that is because the damage scales. I'm going to prove it to you by taking a drink and doing a quick test again with the Ophistia weapon versus the Atlas EX, and you'll see that the damage difference is pretty significant. So this time, we're going to take the shifter drink, right? And we got the sub effect, the PP ecomization, or however you say it, but that is going to help out a lot. But more importantly, you're going to see here that, hey, my melee power went up to 4.1k, and you can see when I switch over to my Atlas EX weapon, I'm also at 4.1k, like a little bit closer to 4.2. But the main reason I'm doing this test right now is just to show you that the damage scales. So the higher power you have, the more beneficial it is to have an Atlas EX weapon. So right now we're going to do the exact same test, but with this drink. So again, we're going to start off with the Ophistia weapon, and then we're going to move up to the Atlas EX afterwards. Alright, with the drink we did a total damage of 11,034,329. So we divide that by 5 to take the average damage, and the average damage we got was 2,206,865.8. So that was the average damage we got with the Ophistia weapon, so significantly higher than without the drink, obviously, because our power was higher. However, now we're going to be doing the exact same test but with our Atlas EX weapon, and you're going to see the damage numbers are going to skyrocket. So in order to have consistency, we're going to have to drink the shifter drink till we get the right one. So EXP up does not help us in our sub effects. We need the PP whatever one. There we go. Alright, attack up large and PP whatever, conservation stuff. So you can see over here, these are my stats. I will be using the Atlas Valua EX weapon. And you can see that the melee power is a little bit higher, but defense is a little bit lower, and my dex is lower as well. So let's begin. You can see with the Atlas EX weapon, PP starts becoming an issue. You can definitely tell that I'm struggling to keep all of my PP for the entire duration of 20 seconds of just doing that attack, because it is a little bit borderline. That's a lot of 69s. Alright, so the total damage that we dealt with the Atlas EX was 11,320,883. So we divide that by 5 and we get the average of 2,264,176.6 damage. So now we get the Atlas EX average damage minus the Ophistia weapon's average damage. Remember, this one is with the drink, and we get a damage difference of 57,310.8. So you can see that with the drink, the damage difference is greater than without the drink. Without the drink, the damage difference was only 41,490.6. So the point that I want to make here is the higher the power stat you have, the bigger the difference you're going to see between the Ophistia weapon and the Atlas EX. The Atlas EX is going to shine a lot more if you have a lot of power. However, if you have average power like myself, you know, 3,600, 4,000, 4,500 even, the difference between the two weapons is not as significant. However, let's say that you're at 5,500 or 6,000 power, then the Atlas EX is going to pull ahead by a lot damage-wise. So for the average player, should you go the Ophistia weapon or the Atlas EX, it honestly doesn't matter. Whatever suits you the best. If you really want that S4 ability, Lifesteal Strike, because it just makes your life easier since you can lifesteal or you attack very fast, so forth and so on, then go the Atlas EX. However, if you spend a lot of your resources already augmenting your Nemesis weapon or your Slave weapon, and you don't want to waste that investment, then by all means, going the Ophistia weapon is not the end of the world. It's still a solid weapon. Now, this video took a really long time to make, so if you guys could hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing to the channel, it would really make my day. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you found the video helpful. If you did, you know what to do, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals that boosts the res?